It has been far too long since we've celebrated Fullback Friday here on the Miller Football channel, so today we're finally going to get back to it. Preseason is here, and Robbie Ouzts, my GOAT, my glorious king of the Seattle Seahawks, managed to have himself some pretty impactful plays in very limited playing time against the Raiders last night. We've got 3 plays we're going to take a look at here. Keep in mind, before we jump into this, I'm having some issues with NFL Pro, so I don't have full all 22 for all 3 plays we're going to take a look at. Instead, I have had to rely on Twitter to get the clips that we're going to take a look at. But these were definitely the 3 plays where his impact was felt the most. So not the end of the world, just maybe not the most professional looking version of Fullback Fridays. But hey, it's the preseason. They're getting back into the swing of things. I'm getting back into the swing of things. It just is what it is. But without further ado, let's go ahead and take a look at this first play here where we've got Robbie lined up in the backfield as the fullback. Gonna make his first career NFL reception here. You see he slips through the A-gap, gets behind the linebacker, catches the ball away from his frame, and then makes really nice contact here with 2 defenders for a big gain. So we'll go ahead and we'll get to see the end zone angle here in just a moment. So we'll rewind this just a tick. You've got Robbie here, like I said, lined up as your fullback. You've got a little bit of 21 personnel with 1 tight end here. And what's going to happen is Robbie is going to slip through the A-gap here and get behind this linebacker over on the left side of the field off some play action here. So Drew Lock, you see he fakes this handoff, and Robbie does a really nice job of selling the run here. You see he is going to keep his head forward, his eyes up, looking at the linebacker. This makes the linebacker think, okay, this fullback is about to come block me, so I'm going to step up, and that is going to create the mismatch here, so to speak. So Robbie then slips through that gap, maintains that eye contact almost with the linebacker, and then just gets behind him. The linebacker's a little confused. He sees Locke still has the ball here. You see he hesitates for just a moment, and that allows Robbie to get behind him. He gets a step or 2 on him, makes himself a nice catch away from his frame. We'll rewind that just a tad. Really nice job here. Away from his frame, up in the air, up in front of him. Obviously, some fullbacks nowadays are going to let that hit them in the chest. Robbie's got the hands, that tight end background from playing at Bama, showing off there. And then he's going to lower that shoulder. You get a really nice view of it there. Runs through 2 defenders. Doesn't get any yards off of it. Doesn't get any extra yards off of it, I should say. But the sideline is hyped. Everyone's excited. You see them all jumping up and down and yelling for him. That's what a fullback gives you, man. That energy, that excitement. We'll take a look at this one more time from the original broadcast angle. You see he gets behind that linebacker, and then boom. I mean, he made that corner right there, Darian Porter, excuse me. He definitely felt that hit from big Robbie Ouzts. So that was a fun play. That was an exciting play. And now we're going to get to take a look at some of his big blocks from the game last night. All right, next play here, we've got Ouzts lined up in the backfield once again on what was almost a touchdown from George Holani. So you see he's going to press the hole there and then take off around the edge, get some really nice yards with a good block from Ouzts. It doesn't show it on this clip, unfortunately, but you can see Robbie Ouzts' elbow over here. He is the first guy to get over there and celebrate with his teammate after the run, which you obviously love to see. But taking a look here now, we've got Ouzts lined up a little offset to the left here in 22 personnel with 2 tight ends on the field and the 2 backs. And Ouzts' block is going to be super important. Like, it is the key block on this play. So you see he's charged with picking up this blitzing DB here, or DB coming downhill rather, I should say. And Ouzts does a great job of getting square, establishing a wide base, and this is going to open up 2 lanes for Holani here. You see he can either take this to the outside or he could cut it up the middle. And what it's going to end up doing, because you see the DB here is kind of shading to the outside, and Holani clearly wants to take this outside because if he shoots up the middle, he has an extra DB to go against. It's going to allow Holani to kind of press the line here, make this DB back here think that he is going to attack this gap right here. And by doing that, it causes the DB to hesitate a little bit, and Holani is able to shoot to the outside for the big gain. You'll see what I mean better here in a minute. So you see he kind of presses that line, and that causes the DB to stutter step for just a moment, and it creates a better angle. He's able to make that guy miss by taking it wide, and that opens up a huge run Also, shout out to Robbie Ouzts here, who did something that unfortunately his teammate and fullback companion Brady Russell did not do a little bit later in the game, and that is letting go of the block when it was necessary. You see, once Holani is past Ouzts here in just a moment, he's going to have to let go of this block, because if not, it's a hold. The way he has his hands positioned on the outside shoulders, if he does not let go, then it's going to be clear it's a hold. So the second the DB turns around, Ouzts, his hands are off of him. He's like, all right, man, go. It doesn't matter. My guy's way past you. And that opens up a very, very nice run. So taking a look at that one more time, picks up the DB and allows Holani to pick up, I don't know, what's that, about 20? A little over 20? Either way, very, very nice block there from one of the key blockers on the play. And finally, our last play we're going to take a look at here. I would say we saved the best for last, because technically speaking, this did happen before the previous play, but I don't care. I wanted to talk about this one last because it is maybe my favorite Robbie Ouzts highlight I've seen, and that's coming from someone who watched a lot of him at Bama. Like, I have seen a lot of Robbie Ouzts football, and I would say this is probably my favorite play. So we'll just take a look here. Drew Lock under center. We're going to move Ouzts, and he's going to pick up none other than Max Crosby, and that is going to allow George Holani to pick up a very nice 20-plus yard run. Now, what's so impressive about this play isn't just the fact that Robbie Ouzts goes toe-to-toe with Max Crosby and wins. It's the fact that he wasn't supposed to be blocking Crosby on this play. Things kind of fell apart a little bit. So we take a look here. This defensive tackle is creating problems because you're supposed to get a down block here, and then you're supposed to get the guard here picking up Max Crosby, and then Ouzts is just the lead blocker for Holani here, right? Instead, the guard here, who is their first round pick, Gray Zabel, he notices that this defensive tackle is penetrating and does the right thing by sealing him off. He does a great job getting his shoulder into the guy's side and sealing him off, but that does, unfortunately, leave Max Crosby completely unattended. So Robbie Ouzts recognizes this and pivots, and you're thinking, he's looking at Max Crosby like, you know what? Screw it. We're here. I'm doing this thing. So he does a great job of readjusting, setting his feet here, or I guess setting his feet here, I should say. I was a little bit ahead of myself. But either way, he sets his feet, gets his hands directly in the chest of Max Crosby. The hand placement here is impeccable. The technique is impeccable. And he does a really good job of getting his hands in there and then keeping stride for stride with Crosby and directing him into traffic, into a really nice crack block there from Eric Saubert on the edge. And that, ends up taking these three defenders out of the play, and that opens up George Holani for a very, very nice run. Just impeccable work by Robbie Ouzts here, adjusting on the fly, doing what he needs to do. Just awesome stuff here. And you can also point to this linebacker coming downhill, trying to meet the fullback in the hole. That pulls him out of the play too, because he's going to get caught in this big mess over here on the left side. So again, just the existence of Robbie Ouzts takes one defender out of the play, and then he is able to successfully block Max Crosby. You see, Crosby's obviously going to try to chase him down, one of the highest motor players in the league, but it does not matter. Robbie Ouzts does not care. He won that rep. He did his job. Just beautiful, beautiful stuff, man. I can't get over the technique. I mean, he on the fly has to block Max Crosby and manages to get his hands directly in the chest of one of the better, not only edge defenders in the league, but one of the best run defenders in the league. Like, point blank period. Max Crosby is an incredible run defender. And Robbie Ouzts, I mean, you see the Crosby, his hand placement's terrible here because Ouzts won. He's got his hands up on the shoulder. They end up falling off from that contact. Crosby gets stood up straight, pushed into traffic, almost knocks his own teammate over. I mean, that is just an awesome job from Robbie Ouzts. I cannot sing this man's praises enough. I wish I had more to talk about. I'm sure we'll be talking about him again multiple times throughout the season, because Clint Kubiak made it apparent, not only with Ouzts, but also with Brady Russell last night, that the fullback is in Seattle. It's back. It's part of their run game. And like even George Holani, he said last night in his post-game presser that he loves running behind a fullback. He's a big fan of it. And I know he's not necessarily going to be the starter because you have K9 and you have Zach Charbonnet, but it's clear that these guys are starting to get used to it. They're starting to become accustomed to running behind a fullback. And I'm very, very excited to see how that's going to go in Seattle. They're one of my most anticipated watches this year, just to see what Robbie Ouzts is going to do. I haven't paid too much attention to their training camp, so I don't know if there's like a battle going on between Ouzts and Russell, or if Ouzts is the starter and that's why he played at the start and only played a couple snaps and Brady Russell played most of the game. But that's also just kind of Brady Russell's personality. He wants to be on the field as much as possible. So I'm not sure. You guys will have to let me know in the comments. I'm sure there's some Seahawks fans out there who will definitely let me know. But either way, if there is a battle, I think Robbie Ouzts took a pretty substantial lead after this performance. But that is going to do it for this video. As I'm doing the outro here, I'll let this run one more time. I hope you all enjoyed, and if you did, please make sure to leave a like down below, as it does help out the channel a ton. It shows your support, it shows you care, and I really do appreciate it. And also make sure to subscribe for more NFL content coming your way throughout the offseason into the regular season and beyond. We're so close to football being fully back. We've got preseason football back. And I'm really looking forward to making more fullback content and just NFL content in general. And also make sure to let me know down in the comments below how excited you are for Robbie Ouzts. Are you in the same camp as me, where this is like your most anticipated player on the Seahawks, or, you know, anything of that nature? Just tell me your thoughts on the guy on his debut last night in the preseason. And yeah, we're gonna go ahead and get out of here. I hope you all enjoyed, and I hope you all have a wonderful day, evening, night, afternoon, whatever time of day it is for you. I hope you enjoy it, because you're all wonderful people and you truly do deserve it.
Had a chance on the throwback. This was an ill-advised throw. What an unbelievable catch by Cole Kmet. And he cups it too. No movement when he hits the ground, tucked up against his shoulder.
Wow. Using that